thing. It's certainly been one of the factors that's been dominating the activity in the equity and the debt market over the last several months. Actually going back to the spring when Greece started to all of a sudden say, oops, maybe we don't have our act together yet.
It's like a roller coaster, isn't it, Richard? Like yesterday was an unbelievable day.
It was. I mean, obviously the market was very enthusiastic about the policy statements that our Fed did in combination with the European Central Bank to provide liquidity and sort of what some might refer to as bailout provisions for both the sovereign governments and some of the large financial institutions, which were, in some people's mind, on the cusp of having severe liquidity problems.
Yeah, it's scary. I mean, is this going to patch things up for temporarily?
You brought up a point to me off air. You know, a few years ago we were concerned with Lehman Brothers and Merrill Lynch, and look what happened. And now we're looking at countries, not
exactly.
just. And
right.
You brought this up to me, and this really, you sort of put that in perspective, and it's like, we could be sitting on the edge of a very scary situation.
Well, if you think about what some of the talking points that have been going on recently, is the EU, as it's currently structured, economically interdependent, without sort of a central monetary policy, with sort of separate, indigenous economic cultures and different types of economies. No. Yeah, is that necessarily a viable type of?
Are they viable without
without
German support? No.
It would have been it's a real challenge.
They have one dominating economy.
Exactly. So there's discussion saying, should we be preparing for sort of the evolution of the disunion of the European economies?
Back to old, every country having their own...
Because again...
Pound sterling.
It's a very different set of circumstances where the United States, where it has a federal banking system, where it has federal laws that basically can be... that are imposed certain stances across multiple states, and businesses can move from California to Texas and they can work in their self-interest, but there's no sort of central authority that goes on it.
They were trying